What's up, everybody? You know who I am. I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah, check us out on YouTube. And right now, we're going to be doing an Elseworlds, The Golden Age. Yes, the story that follows the JSA and the All-Star Squadron once they got back from World War II. And this was the pivotal end of the Golden Age for a long time. Before there was another Marvel reboot, and then another Marvel reboot. But anyways, back in the time of the war, the bombs are going off. Hitler is winning at one point, occupying different territories until America got in during Pearl Harbor. And America started sending their men, their troops, their resources. And at this point, thousands of British soldiers, European soldiers, thousands of lives have been lost. But yet America stands firm, ready to help out, ready to send its best. And America also doesn't have soldiers to give. They have superheroes. Yes, more than soldiers, they have superheroes with different powers, different ways of life, and from different parts of the United States. They were diverse as the government that sent them. And there they stand, the All-Star Squadron, the JSA. Heroes, both in America and worldwide, as they were sent to try to stop the Nazi menace once and for all. And then the war ended in 1945 with the atomic bomb. Millions of lives lost with 2 bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And then the war ended with one flash of fire. And as well as the Golden Age began to fade into the ether. But what were these men going to do when they came home? After years of fighting, both soldiers and heroes. After the sweet times where they reunite, these men have to go back to work. These men have to settle into new lives, and they have to try to put behind them the bloodshed and the demons of war. And basically everyone's just trying to come back home, trying to figure out where they're going to be, what they're going to do, and more importantly, how they're going to spend the rest of their lives. But one hero takes advantage of the situation. Tex, the Americano. Yes, this man is a national hero. He was a superhero in New York, and now since coming back, he has been a hero for the entire nation. Everyone loves him. He's suave, handsome. In the movies, people like the idea of him. They like the idea of what he says, what he sells, how his speech works. And basically, he's a true politician first and a superhero second, but something in the shadows is calling out to one of the heroes that wants to forget, but it won't let him. The voice keeps calling to him, telling him to hunt, to seek, to find. It won't let him go. Even though the war is over, the war is still going on in that man's head. Meanwhile, the Americano is being given all the props and bells and whistles, Congressional Medal of Honor, this and that. And he gives a nice salute and says that the country is the most important thing to him. The mark of a true politician. Meanwhile, Johnny Quick, one of the speedsters, is setting stuff up, getting stuff done. And he's just reminiscing about how fast he was, how he used to do the job, but now he's grounded himself. He smokes cigarettes. He doesn't really do anything anymore. And he talks about the other heroes. How Flash just kind of got married, settled down, became a family man. Hawkman disappeared into his own Egyptian obsessions. Mr. Fair Play himself, Mr. Terrific, starts his own airline. So basically they're going on with their lives. And they're also talking about this Nazi scientist who had amazing powers. And they couldn't stop him. That was one of the main problems. Like, they went from place to place. Even Starman, Green Lantern were no match for this guy until they finally managed to kill him. And Green Lantern, of course, owns this global company where they do newspapers, movies, all kinds of stuff like that. So he's a very busy man. But still, he has the ring. As he meets an old friend, Johnny Quick is kind of going around. He's writing a story, kind of a documentary story book, and Alan's basically telling him that he's retired. He's done. He's done fighting. He's earned his time to be amongst people, to take care of his own. And the ring, yes, he still wears it. But why would he take it off? Why would he leave a weapon like that alone? See, with his magical powers, he could have easily destroyed Nagasaki and Hiroshima the way the A-bomb did. And that disgusted him, that loss of life. But the ring and him are married. And in this time, he wants a divorce. This saddens Johnny. And now, this lady's Miss Liberty. She is married to Johnny. She has superpowers, super strength. And she's realizing that Johnny's doing a lot more drinking and smoking and less writing. I think the depression has kicked in for Johnny, knowing that the superhero time is over. But there's still something odd, something dark in the background. Something that just doesn't fit. As they both watch the sunset, she cries. Now, Tex is giving one of his best speeches, saying that America is inefficient and that he plans to take care of it, that he plans to take care of his country, take care of every American. Yes, he wants to be president. Meanwhile, there's a robbery going on in Robot Man, and at this point, I guess he's a former member of the Doom Patrol, or he wasn't a member of the Doom Patrol yet. It gets kind of fuzzy at this point. But Robot Man's just going through and he's wrecking everyone. I think the Doom Patrol had pretty much ended at this point, or they vanished. And basically Robot Man's just thrashing these people. He has no more feeling anymore. He's totally become machine. Whatever humanity he had in him, he lost during the war. And he's just ripping these guys apart, destroying them, getting blood all over himself, and still not feeling anything. A brain trapped inside a shell, with no feeling at all. It's enough to drive anyone mad. But yes, Tex is back, and he fully embraces America. He fully embraces the anti-communism parties. And this is a time where McCarthy was going through and just pointing out people as communists. Like Lucille Ball, the actress, she had red hair, so she was a communist. Stuff like that. And he totally embraces this paranoia and using it as a springboard. Meanwhile, this guy's called the Atom, the first Atom. A very short guy, but very strong. And evidently he was gifted powers during the war because he was only a strongman at one point. But absorbing the atomic energy actually gave him a boost in strength, agility, power, even for his height. And they experiment on him. And while he's under, he ignores the strange accents. And they call Tex saying that they cannot experiment him on the way they want to because his body's already doused with atomic energy. It's unfortunate, but yes, they learn how to manipulate certain cells, so it's still a win-win. Meanwhile, Tex goes over to his friends, and I guess this guy was a sidekick or something like that. They had a bad breakup, and of course he throws the picture away, not recognizing Tex as a friend, and not recognizing the man that he sees before him. Meanwhile, our man is still fighting crime, but he's addicted to his pills, the pills that he has to take every hour. And yet Robot Man sits alone, shut down. And then he turns back on, for there's a knock on the door, and Tex makes him an offer he can't refuse. Makes him an offer to fight for America again. And meanwhile, like I said, certain people are going to visit other people. Alan Scott, the Green Lantern, actually goes to visit Ted Knight, who is Starman, one of the other most powerful characters in the JLA or the All-Star Squadron. And he's kind of broken down. The war, it kind of got into him. The fight with that Fritz guy where they almost both lost their lives kind of got to him. And he's trying to figure out what he's going to do. He slipped into a deep depression. They think that he's partially crazy. And people usually misunderstand genius for being crazy. And of course, all Alan can do is toss him a pack of cigarettes and hope that his friend gets better. Meanwhile, this man's having a dream. He dreams many dreams like the Sandman, and he sees men on an altar, blood coming out, and them ripping into the eagle, the symbol of America, taking blood and blown apart. He realizes that he's on the table now, and he screams out as he sees blood of this country. Something is deeply wrong, and he must find out why. Meanwhile, this man, whose voice calls out to him, is hiding because someone is after him. Someone had killed everyone in the shelter looking for him, and now they're after him. As he begins to run, he doesn't want to fight, but yet he has to escape. The creature inside of him wants him to live, wants him to hunt. So he jumps out the window, bashes himself into a car. His body gives him 1,000 promises of pain he'll yet feel, but he'll heal. Oh yes, he will heal. As Ted Knight begins to work on an equation, a formula, an idea, a theory, and he thinks that he might have found it. He might have found something. Meanwhile, this kid was a former sidekick to TNT. His name's Dunbar. He was kind of like, just like a Bucky character to Captain America back in Marvel, and he's having a very hard time, as they all are, adjusting, trying to get back into college, trying to find a new life, but still missing the times of being the superhero. And that's when Tex finds him, just like he did Robot Man, and he makes him an offer he can't refuse. An offer to be a hero again, to be part of something, to be part of Texas' new America. And what will that be? We'll find out the next time, won't we? And I'll catch you on the flip side, yeah.